Last Thursday, I was invited to a special preview of the new Parokya Ni Edgar Musical, BuruguduyStunStugudunStuy. So here's my review of BuruguduyStunStugudunStuy. If ang Huling Bimbo was a grounded story about these friends going through college and life, this play was just straight up bonkers. Think Wizard of Oz and Alice in Wonderland, but with Parokya Ni Edgar songs. It's a full-on fantasy which I did not expect about these group of people that get transported by a portal-lit portal to a magical land called Parokya. There, the group of people go on a fantastical journey, meeting all sorts of wacky characters and learning a thing or two about being their true selves. Parokya Ni Edgar has some of the most iconic OPM songs, so I was really looking forward to hearing their renditions of these classic songs. And I'm happy to report that these songs were given justice. My favorite songs from the play are Mr. Suave, Harana, Bagsakan, and Your Song. From a technical aspect, what I really liked about this play was the visuals. This play had some very unique imagery and very clever use of the LED screens on stage. They do a really good job of immersing you into this very fantastical world they've created. The costumes were amazing, and it wasn't just what the characters were wearing, but you see some really crazy creatures in this play like giant cyclopses, and those were done very well. There was also really great wire work in this play. People will be randomly flying in the air, and it was so seamless how they got these people to fly. This play was also very well acted. I think everyone in the cast did an amazing job, but the standouts for me were Pepe Herrera and Nicco Manalo. Now that I've mentioned the positives, I think it's only fair that I mention things that I think they could have improved upon. There were a couple technical difficulties. For starters, the mics weren't working in a couple of scenes, some of which were during the musical numbers, which was quite unfortunate. Camera work could use a little more improvement. In the theater, they have these massive screens that are there to help people who are seated far away to get a better view of the play, so they need those cameras for the close-ups. But there were a couple times in the play where the camera was still lingering on a character even though they weren't speaking anymore, and it made it pretty confusing to see who was talking. There's also a couple scenes in here that have product placement, and I think that people will either find it really funny or gratuitous and in your face. I, for one, am leaning towards the gratuitous side. The character of Tikmol didn't really have anything to do in here. He was one of the people who got transported, but he didn't really have anything to do other than to be the love interest of another character and to sing the Don't Touch My Birdie song, which was fun and all, but if you were to take his character out of the story, I don't think it would have made any difference to the overall plot. And lastly, for a play about acceptance and embracing who you are, there were a few jokes in here that I think won't sit well with a bunch of people. I know that the band itself is kinda known for their crude sense of humor in their songs, and I think it's only fitting that a musical featuring the songs of the band would have some crude humor, but I don't know, I feel like some of the crude jokes might not be for everyone, so I'm just full on warning you guys. But other than that, I still had fun. Comparing it to ang Huling Bimbo, I'd say this one is a lot lighter and playful, because Huling Bimbo is a very heavy watch. This one, I think you can go in and just have fun listening to cool new renditions of classic Parokya songs and be amazed by the fantastic visuals. Thank you so much to TikTok PH and Newport World Resorts for inviting me to this special preview. And as for you guys, I want to know, what other OPM bands would you like to see get their own musical? For me, it would have to be either River Maya, Itchy Worms, or Four of Spades.